Hey guys, I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to yet another mukbang. Today we are doing something, and please forgive me if I pronounce this wrong. I believe it's bibimbap. It's kind of like, it's a Korean dish. It's fun because it can really include a lot of different elements and ingredients. But basically it's like a bunch of side dishes with sticky rice and or white rice, and you mix it all together and it's super delicious. Today's bibimbap, I'm going to stop saying that because I know I'm saying it wrong, is quite simple. I have it in this bowl here. I actually had a nice metal bowl, but my spoon is metal. I wish I had a wooden spoon. And I thought the sounds would be too jarring, so we have to settle with this blue bowl. It's made from plastic. But basically we have our sushi rice at the bottom, just a regular sticky rice. We have some sesame carrots. I just shredded these and added a little soy sauce and sesame oil, as well as sesame seeds. I have some spinach here. This is just kind of plain blanched spinach. You could also massage it with sesame oil or soy sauce. And then I have some bean sprouts here. I know you might think it a little weird that I'm touching it with my hands, but I'm a very hands-on eater and my hands are clean, so this is just my food. So you have bean sprouts here with some soy sauce. You could add a lot of different things to this. I have some kimchi here, my favorite, mother-in-law's kimchi, but I'm not sure I'm going to use it. For the last 3 to 6 months, the vegan Napa cabbage table cut one has been really spicy, like a little too spicy for me, so we'll see. But yeah, you can also have in here, if you're not vegan, sometimes like an egg will be thrown in here, like kind of a fried egg and just broken up. You can also put other meats or fish if you're not vegan. You can add mushrooms, you can add, I don't know the Korean name of it, I don't remember, but you can add like mountain root, is basically what they are, and those are really good. So, it's a lot of different things you can do. I'm keeping it simple. I am going to add some seaweed. This is just roasted shredded seaweed, so it's dry. You've probably seen it in a previous mukbang. But you could also do like a wet seaweed like wakame, or you could do hijiki or something like that. And of course, for me, the most important part of this is I'm going to say this wrong, gochujang. And that is Korean fermented chili paste. This is the concentrate, so you just need a little bit. I've used a couple of her sauces before. She has like a tangy one. There's also a sesame one. This is just the original. It's straight up gochujang. I mean, it does have some sugar, some sweetness to it, and a little bit of flavoring, but it's the basic one, Anyway, so along, of course, I have my drink. It's a repeat drink, but I was just kind of craving it. It's in the infamous Spooky glass. I love this glass. And it's just some iced green tea that I made myself with Tazo's Zen green tea, which has green tea and spearmint and lemongrass, I believe. I added a little bit of sweetness with some monk fruit sweetener, though it doesn't really need it. And yeah, I just kind of brewed it, chilled it, put it over ice. I think it'll go nicely with the food today. So, let's get started. Unfortunately, you can see, even if I tilt this board, you can't really see in there. So I'm going to do my best to show you guys the bowl every now and then, but you're mostly going to be dealing with my chewing and talking and less visual today. I'm just going to add some seaweed. And by the way, this isn't open yet. Okay, be right back. Ta-da! I may keep in some of me opening this because it wasn't too loud, if the sounds are okay. But I'm just going to, I have some chopsticks here, by the way. I'm making a mess. A lot of seaweed. I like seaweed though. I have to clean the floor later. I want to quickly say thank you guys so much. I finally have uploaded the first mukbang. I filmed like 5 mukbangs before I uploaded the first one. They're super unpopular in the sense that like there's like 600 views after a week, which is very, very poor for my videos. I usually hit like 1K on my usual videos, and then my creepy cringe get like 10K because people like those. That's about as far as I like pay attention to views. By the way, that's what it looks like with the seaweed. Anyway, like I was saying, besides the fact that it didn't get many views, people that did watch it had really nice things to say. It had like almost no dislikes, which is pretty rare. So anyway, I'm really happy. It's really special that my subscribers are so like warm and open to different types of videos. So I'm just going to take a tiny bit of this stuff because it is a concentrate. It's quite strong. I'm going to take about this much, just a little bit to start. Now the fun part is mixing it all up. So I might have to edit this out because of the noise, but we'll see. I think we need to get the spoon in here. Alright, let's get the spoon to really mix things up. So like I was saying, everyone's been really, really kind about these videos, so we'll see. I've recorded a few more, so, well, you'll have already seen them because this is the latest one I'm recording, so. In case you couldn't notice, I do tend to eat a lot of, like, Asian Korean food, sort of. I don't know. Asian inspired. I've just been on, like, a kick for the last 6 months. Especially Korean food. I've been on a huge K-drama kick. Let me just make sure this is mixed up really nice. It probably could definitely use more gochujang. Let's try a bite. That's really good. Could use a tiny bit more chili paste. For me, at least. I'm sure other people would put a lot more. But I'm very peculiar with the amount and type of spice I like. Yum, yum, yum. This, you can eat this cold, really. It's great to eat cold. You can eat it warm or room temperature. This is more room temperature right now. But if you eat it hot, it's nice if you have it in like a stone bowl. Although I don't think it's really called bibimbap then. Then it's like just a stone bowl with different ingredients. But I feel like bibimbap is very specific. There's a bunch of side dishes and it's all on the side. And then you mix it all together. Let's take another bite because I'm pretty hungry. That was the right amount of sauce. Trying to chew in the mic. For those of you who watch this for the chewing sounds. For those of you who watch this, in spite of the chewing sounds, I apologize. Really hope my camera doesn't cut off, but I do think it might. We'll have to see. So yeah, I think I've talked about this in a previous eating show video, but I'm really into K-dramas, especially lately. I've been like binge watching them. I used to find them on like random websites, like Korean websites, and they would have the subtitles. But now I just watch them on Netflix because there's quite a few on Netflix. There's even like Netflix original K-dramas. Take another bite, look how big. So good because the flavors, you got the white rice, which is a little sticky, a little soft, and it's a great base for carrying all the other flavors. The bean sprouts and the carrots are both kind of crunchy. The carrots have that nice sesame flavor and almost a little natural sweetness. The bean sprouts are a little earthy. The spinach is more like, to me, spinach isn't super flavorful, but it's a nice green to throw in there. And that's, I wouldn't call it slippery, but the texture is more soft. And then you have the flavor of the gochujang, that spicy tanginess. And then the seaweed, that slightly fishy flavor of the seaweed. It works so nicely together. You could also put more sesame oil on this or some soy sauce, but I tend to like less salty things, so take another bite and then we'll talk about K-dramas. I like taking these really big bites. I'll tell you why in a minute. So good. I like the green tea, but today I feel like it's taking away from the flavor. I kind of wish I had just like plain sparkling water. Anyway, I do. So K-dramas, yes. So the one I just finished watching is called Let's Eat, which is really fun. And I really like that one. It's not my favorite, but it's like up there. It was the humor, it was very physical humor with a lot of like sound effects. There were some deeper themes, but it was mostly lighthearted. I really recommend it. It's on Netflix if you have Netflix. You could probably find it somewhere else if not, but I thought it was really good. I think it was 16 episodes. It was either 12 or 16 episodes, or 14. That's helpful. If you're a fan of mukbangs, Indian shows, food porn, you would love this show. The basic plot is this woman, she's like 34, I think she's divorced, and she lives alone, and she loves to eat, she loves to go out to eat, but she hates going out to eat alone, because a lot of her favorite restaurants serve, and I think this is maybe a thing in Korea, it's like they serve dishes that are meant to share between 2 or 3 people. I don't know for certain, but I noticed when I love watching K-dramas and seeing them like go out to eat and all the different cultural differences. Like with Japanese culture, I learned it in school and through books and music and interacting online for many years. And even though one of my really good friends is Korean, I'm not as well versed in Korean culture, but I pick up on a lot of stuff from watching Korean vloggers and watching K-dramas, I guess you could say. So anyway, so she loves to go out to eat, but she can't really eat alone, and it's like this whole thing for her. And it has to do with like her neighbors. There's this one guy, his name's spelled out like Dai Young, but when they pronounce his name, it doesn't sound like that. It's kind of weird. If that makes sense. I think because a lot of times there's another character who calls him Oppa, which I think is like Big Brother. It's like a way to say Big Brother, but I think it's also a way that like a younger girl would talk to a slightly older guy, a year or two, who she's interested in. It's kind of like a flirty thing. You would call maybe like your boyfriend Oppa, I think. correct me if I'm wrong, any Koreans out there, or Korean experts. But anyway, so sometimes she'll say oppa, but it like translates as Daeyoung. Anyway, so it's hard to explain. I don't want to go too much into the plot, but basically it's really funny. It's also like heartwarming. It's fun. It's pretty quick paced, except for the food parts. They go out to eat like 2 or 3 times. There's like an eating segment where they're like sitting, and then Daeyoung, one of the main male character, will be like, you know, you can't eat this like this. Let me tell you why. And they close up on his face. And he talks about the proper way to eat something. And then they show the food, and it's like close up bubbling photos of like noodles and, you know, steaming vegetables. And there's meat and fish too, but I just ignore that. And yeah, and then you just watch them. It's like close ups of them eating and chewing for like a good 5-minute segment. Sometimes it's a bit much, but generally it's really satisfying to watch. Which makes sense for someone like me who enjoys watching mukbang and eating shows on YouTube. But what I've noticed a couple things, okay. So, I've noticed this in 3 places. K-dramas in general, when you see people go out to eat, the way that, like, at least they eat on camera, it's very, like, it's not like, for example, this. You know, like if you were to see a, I don't know, I don't want to say any ethnicities or like any countries or nationalities, because I don't think it's reflective of that. It's different. But there's always like these big bites, and especially in that K-drama that had a lot of eating, I noticed this. And I also see it in mukbangers, like especially Korean mukbangers, like traditional mukbangers. They take these like huge bites and their mouth's really full. And actually one of the more popular mukbangers, her name's Kimi, which if you watch these type of shows, you probably know her. I don't watch her that much because she cooks with a lot of meat and fish, which I don't mind sometimes, but like it's a lot, and as a vegan it's like, this isn't very appetizing to me. But she's really good at what she does. And she talked about it. She went to Mommy Tang, who's like my favorite vegan Korean mukbanger. She's just one of my favorites. She went to her house, and they talked about how watching the videos, it's not satisfying unless people take bites like this. So good. Also, something I've noticed on K-dramas, and when I watch Korean eating shows on YouTube, the food like seems to be always really hot. Like that's part of it. Like it almost seems like painful. Kimi was saying how people will comment like, "You look mad, Kimi." She's like, "I am mad. I'm mad at the food because it's so good," which I kind of get. I've been there. As someone who loves food as well. Although I can't really eat super hot food. My taste buds and teeth are too sensitive for that. And I don't mean hot spicy, although that's definitely part of Korean cooking is a lot of spiciness. But I mean like hot temperature. Like if you watch them, it's just like they're like basically like, they blow on it a little bit, but it's still cooking, it's still boiling, and it's very hot. And as they eat it, they're almost like in pain, like, oh, it's hot, it's hot. I'm saying they, like this is from my K-dramas, but that seems to be part of the experience, which I find interesting. Which is why today I'm taking such big messy bites. Sorry, I've been chatting more than eating, I think. I just love how beautiful that looks. Take a look at that. You probably are like, that does not look beautiful, but to me, that looks so good. I'm mad at myself for not taking a thumbnail, though. Now I'm going to do a weird thumbnail at the end. Hope you guys enjoyed these videos. I've been so excited to film this one, but it's been a little random. I think I've been talking too fast. Which I feel like these are like my Monday videos. They're an extra video. They don't have to meet all the ASMR requirements. But still, I want to I'm very hard on myself. I'm very judgmental. So K-dramas. Let me know if you guys watch K-dramas. Let me know in the comments below, or like what your favorite genre of TV show is. I love K-dramas. Generally the humorous ones, or humor and drama. I would watch it, but there's like K-dramas that are like all drama with like maybe this much humor, but it's like 95% really dramatic, which isn't really my thing. However, when it comes to like TV shows, American or British usually, or anything non-Asian, I do tend to like more dramas, historical dramas, as you guys know, fantasy, sci-fi, of course, a little bit of supernatural. Penny Dreadful, I think I talked about that somewhere, but Penny Dreadful, it's also on Netflix. It's like one of my top 5 shows. I wish I did a role play back when it was more popular. I do watch Game of Thrones. I get so, I don't know what the word is, so uppity. It's not flattering to myself, but because I'm one of those, the books are better. When people talk about the show, I'm like, you should read the books. I'm totally one of those snobs, book snobs. But the show is entertaining, and since the books are never going to get finished. Although, I remember back before even the 5th book came out, there was speculation from, fans of the book series. We would talk, I would mostly listen or read. There's forums discussing, taking clues from the books and what they thought might happen and where the show is going. I don't want to spoil it for anyone. Even though, how could I spoil it? Because how would I know? But for those who really want to be surprised. But the way that it's going, it's exactly how a lot of the book readers have predicted it, many, many years ago. So maybe he's a little more predictable. Maybe he'll surprise us all. There's definitely some big differences, like Lady Stoneheart. Such a great character in the books, just didn't work. Jaime's redemption arc, way different. Way different. In the books, he, ditches Caesarea when she's still in jail. Then again, the books end, and they never continue, so who knows if he had kept writing the books, what plot, what might have changed, but the show's enjoyable enough. What can you do? So, let me know below your favorite TV shows and your favorite TV show genres. My favorite K-drama, there's a couple favorites that I like quite a bit, but I just saw Oh My Ghost. I think it's called Oh My Ghostess also. It's another alternative name for it as far as the English translated name. It's on Netflix. Amazing. Oh, it made me cry. It's been a long time since a show made me cry, because it's funny and it's entertaining, but it's also and they don't overstretch certain things. I think you find that a lot with American TV shows. There's 22 episodes per season and 7 seasons. K-dramas usually have 1 or 2 seasons, and it's usually between 10 and 16 episodes. Same thing with British shows for the most part. 5 seasons is usually where it's gonna top, but it's usually between like 1 and 3, and there's only like 10-hour-long episodes, and I think it's just better that way. So you're not just dragging the same thing out over and over again. But anyway, my camera's gonna cut off so soon, so I better be prepared for that. Yeah, Oh My Ghost. I won't get into the plot too much because the camera's gonna cut off and I don't want to spoil anything. But it's a really good mix of heartfeltness, comedy. There's cooking. There's not as much eating. Like, Let's Eat is really just about the food porn and friendship. And it's a great, great show. But this one, it's like the main character owns a restaurant and the other main character works in the restaurant. And so there's still food and stuff. I don't think I'll be able to finish eating on camera. I think my phone's gonna cut off, so I'm gonna say goodbye to you here. I almost finished it. I really like finishing all the food on camera. I think that's another big part of mukbang is you finish, you eat it all. You never give up. But anyway, sorry this video was a little all over the place. What else is new with me? But yeah, I just started Beating again, which is another K-drama. Oh, and Hello My 20s was pretty good too, but I don't know, I'll have to rank them all. I'm probably going to wind up watching every non-dramatic K-drama on Netflix. So once that's done, I'll report back to you guys with my list. Yeah. So like I said, let me know about your favorite TV shows. I always like discovering new shows. Maybe some of them I've seen before, but I just never mentioned. I hope you guys continue to enjoy watching these. I don't think I'll be able to do it every week, but I think maybe like twice a week. I'll do this and, we'll see how it goes. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all very soon. Bye.